Right, hello. Um, More Madonna stuff, I'm afraid to say. Uh, well, how do I begin this? Tonight, I'm sat here, I'm messing around, looking at stuff on YouTube. My wife's got the big TV on, and she's watching Dancing with the Stars. It's one of the things that she watches on the TV, other than a bit of football that my daughter puts on. The TV doesn't really get put on very often. But anyway, this is on in the background. Anyway, they're talking about on the show. One of the dancers, one of the celebrity dancers, had an injury, rib injury, I believe, and so they showed this image in the show of her being supposedly taken away in an ambulance, and this just caught my eye. The 861, of course, in reverse is Madonna's birthday, and I said to my wife, "Well, who's that they've just taken away?" Look at that number there, because that's pretty interesting with the idea of maybe something happened to Madonna requiring emergency services. Um, anyway, or the meat wagon, so to speak. Anyway, she said it's Elaine, and she didn't know the surname, so I looked it up. Elaine Hendricks. Okay. Now, let me just explain something. This was live tonight. Okay, and it aired on 10/28, the 28th of October, which of course is an interesting date to do with Madonna because of Matthew Perry and his birthday being just a couple of days off Madonna's, and you can rotate the 19th of August to look like the 16th of August. So it's all interesting stuff tying back to Matthew Perry as well, but not really for this decode. But anyway, so they're carting her off. They made a point to show this ambulance, and interesting with the rib injury. That's kind of an interesting thing with Adam and Eve there. But well, and with Christ as well. But what I want to do is I want to show you this celebrity, okay? And I'm already, let me back up so I can show you, and then we'll come back onto this. So this is Elaine Hendricks, okay? And we've got her birthday in here, so we're going to do a little number jump. But again, what she's famous for, I guess, is this film here, The Parent Trap. Now, if you're familiar with a channel called 88 Finesse Temporis, go check his channel out. And on the channel, he's got some good decodes on this. This is just loaded with 9/11 stuff, and obviously so because it's to do with twins. Okay. Anyway, she is in this film. Now, what do I say about it? Check out the runtime for the film, 128, same numerology as today. Okay, so that's number one. And also, note her, let's just note her birthday. Let's go back again. Note her birthday, 1228. Okay, so she's got 128 numerology as well. Okay, but The Parent Trap, absolutely loaded, like I said. Check out 88 Finished and Porous. Lindsay Lohan. Okay, we've got quite an interesting number jump with her. We'll do in a minute. 2nd of July 86, and we'll also look at the actual because she plays the twin in the film. And then we've also got, and there is another actress, I can't remember who it is. It's probably down here, that plays the sort of look-alike as well. Here we go. She fills in a bit. Look at this, June 19th. Okay, interesting, as we were just talking about the June 19th on the 27th, yesterday's connection in with Back to the Future. I'm having a hard time letting go of all this Madonna stuff right now because there's just so many good little connections right now. I mean, it's almost like we were back in. There was a lot of interesting little good connections in August as well with Madonna. But anyway, let's do some number jumps. because this will become interesting as well. I've got her birthday through to Madonna's birthday. Okay, 4517, interesting. Well, the prime number is really interesting, 613. Now this is popping up quite a bit, this 316 stuff and the 319 stuff, and I keep tying it back in with this dollar bill here. Okay, now if you see my decodes to do with this dollar bill, you just remember this, the whole snake eyes thing. Yeah, look at the snake, the serpent at the top of this thing, the one. Okay, so that's super interesting. Not to mention, if you take, they've stylized how they've written the number 1 here, and so if we take the actual letters here and we just draw around how they've stylized it, it becomes a little bit more clear what we're looking at. Okay, 613, I know that's backwards, and then you can flip that around, it will make 319. Okay, so we've talked about different connections with that number, but super duper interesting. Okay, that this the 613 showing up with this. What else have we got on here, Dan? Okay, I ran the film. I ran it out to this potential next date coming up for another big thing to do with the dollar bill. Seemed logical, seeing as we just had a little dollar bill reference there. 9966. I thought that was pretty interesting. Again, Michael J. Fox's birthday, 96, yada yada yada. Okay, I did her birthday. This is Elaine Hendricks' birthday through to. I wanted to have a look at the next date that I there's an interesting tie on. Let me explain this November the 1st date for Madonna. Let me show you now. Obviously the 31st we have the one. October the 31st we have 131 numerology again to do with the train in Back to the Future. We also have some connections to several videos that she's done actually, but the one I'm thinking of is Ghost Town. That's got quite a nice, I would say, a marginal connection to Halloween. And then obviously the following day, All Saints Day, the 1st of November, is pretty interesting because of, well, I've got it in here somewhere, right here, is because of this scene here in I Pet Goat 2. So with all that Eli and the Peyton Manning decode for the 22nd of October, that was really, I thought that was really, really good. Definitely puts us at a time period, if we do that decode, of October the 22nd this year. Now, as we're moving through this, let me just back this up just a second or two. You can see we're actually moving through, how do I explain it? Play a little bit. This thing's moving through. Okay, so the next date that I picked out of here is obviously 3 towers here, which you could obviously connects back to 9/11, which is interesting with Charlie Kirk. Maybe Charlie Kirk playing the Eli character here, the son, the prodigal son that dies. And here we have another, obviously after the day before 9/11 as well. And then here we have, again 111 numerology. So thinking, the next opportunity for a day is the 1st of November, and then moving into our next 111 numerology, which is the 10th of November, which is the big day that's on the dollar bill. So I just thought that was interesting. That could be what we're seeing here, is dates that are showing up, and maybe that's a pinpoint date for us, the 22nd of October, where we can now, I don't know, come on to another date in close proximity here, the 1st of November. Or maybe not. No, who knows? But anyway, just a thought. Let's go back to these number jumps here. Anyway, what was this? Let's click on it. So that was that number jump through to the first. Oh, it was 17766 on the composite, which was really interesting because, let me show you something. Elaine's birthday through to the release of The Parent Trap, the film, if we just do this, was 10067. So we had 167 numerology, kind of almost tying in with, this, 167, 167, 176, sorry. Okay, 176, 176. Now, what was also interesting about this is if you unclick this back date here, we can go from her birthday, again, the same number jump, her birthday through to the film release. Now check this out. The film release back to Charlie Kirk's birthday. Okay, 175. Okay, you get a 175 there, which can match up with this as well. Here, this 175 from her birthday through to the film release, and then the film release back to Charlie Kirk's birthday, 175. Fairly interesting again. There's that 289 number showing up. What else we got here? I thought I'd just whack in Lindsay Lohan because, the connection to 9/11. Note the 555 with her birthday. I guess I don't know if this is anything interesting. Let's just see. Oh yeah, it would be. You just can't believe this stuff. 61st pentagonal as well. That is definitely fairly interesting. Especially with all the fives there, and pentagonal numbers and 6-1. Okay, what else we got in here? Lindsay Lohan's birthday through to Charlie Kirk's birthday, 2662. This is pretty interesting with Madonna's gematria, 6226, same as Train, 6226. So that's pretty interesting. Also, you could unclick that. Is that anything interesting here? Not really. Okay. So every once in a while you get stuff that isn't that interesting. But that is pretty interesting, being a palindromic 2662 there. Oh dear. Okay, well anyway, that's pretty much the decode. Nothing really major about it. It was just the fact that, to see something random like this, like if I dug a little bit more, I could probably find a few more things. Oh, this was the main thing that made me keep looking at this, actually, as I put her birthday in and I went through to today's date. Okay, well, it's now not today's date, but the date that this thing aired on, 10/28, and lo and behold, it was 20028. Now that is, again, Madonna is born on, let's get to it, August 16th is the 228th day of the year. Okay, so that was, hence why I even bothered looking at this. That was the first thing I did, and of course, as soon as I saw that, bloody hell, connection to Madonna, crazy, crazy. And then the really big connection to Madonna is back to 9/11 again, and of course 9/11 connecting to Charlie Kirk. And so, I'm still, I'm actually still just keeping my eyes open every day going through here, because it seems to be fairly interesting right now, with little references, especially when you see old meat wagons showing up to take people away. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Don't think there's anything else. All right, take care, good night, God bless. Okay, bye.